Today's show is brought to you by two of our favorite organizations, the Carnegie Library of Pittsburgh and the Allegheny County Library Association. September marks 10 years of their joint program, Love Your Library. It's really a county-wide celebration where your donation during the month of September will be partially matched and helps keep essential services going. So everything from books and materials to facility improvements and programs for all. If you use the library system, show your love and donate now at loveyourlibrary.org. Today on CityCast Pittsburgh, the autumnal season is in full swing now, and I am back with CityCast Pittsburgh's Francesca DeBecco for a second helping from our enormous list of fall happenings. So another big city Oktoberfest, harvest markets, fall festivals, pumpkin patches, and so much spooky fun headed into Halloween. And stick around after the episode for a conversation sponsored by the Pittsburgh Opera about their fall lineup. It's Tuesday, September 30th. I'm Megan Harris, and here's what Pittsburgh's talking about. Francesca, hello. Before we get into all the fun things we're going to do this fall, first and foremost, we're still here with our fall membership drive.
Yes, here at CityCast Pittsburgh, we bring you the news and we help you understand the big debates in the city, all the big developments, controversies happening around town. Yes, all the drama, the gossip. But we also like to share all the fun stuff happening in the city. Like today's show, we have scoured the internet so we can tell you about all of the incredible festivals happening this fall.
Yeah, I feel like it's just so important right now to find whatever pocket of joy that you can, things to celebrate. It's one of our defining missions and biggest goals here on our team, I feel like.
Yeah, helping you connect to the city, discover new things around town. And if
try something you wouldn't have gone to otherwise.
Yes, I spend so much time finding all the cool events around town, things that you don't see on other events listings, sort of those niche community events. And so you can find a ton of those in the Hey Pittsburgh newsletter. And if you find this type of curation valuable, please, please, please consider becoming a CityCast Pittsburgh neighbor at membership.citycast.fm.
Yeah, and the cost isn't a ton. It's for $10 a month or $100 a year, and it helps ensure that what we do every day, the event curation, but also explaining the news to Yins, that it can all stick around for years to come. Plus, if you joined right now, you'll get a limited edition tote bag with a bunch of other great membership benefits too, like ad-free podcasts. Those are always fun.
Yes.
And invitations to exclusive members-only events. We're actually working on one right now. We're finalizing it. Francesca, I think you should be the one to break the news. Where are we going?
Okay. Yeah, this is really exciting. We are going to Iron City Distilling. We are going to go on a tour, and neighbors should expect an invite in their inboxes tomorrow. So keep an eye on your email. We're really excited. We'll get a behind the scenes look at their distilling process, maybe taste some things along the way. And so this is going to be limited capacity for this event. So if you want in on it, today is the day to join.
Yeah. And we try so hard to be really holistic about this stuff too. This all started because our boy, Zach Durkin, put together this wonderful list for us of places where you can take tours like this, like distillery spaces all over the city and really our whole region. And it was really fun. He did it for our Hey Pittsburgh newsletter. It's on our website. We made a podcast out of it. And now we're going to get to actually go to one of these places in person. It's going to be so much fun.
Yes.
And then to be able to work with this iconic brand that everyone in Pittsburgh is aware of, everyone has had an icy mango on a hot day at a Pirates game. You are at least aware of that branding, the icy light everywhere.
Definitely.
Probably if you've lived here for any amount of time, you have at least a relative that likes icy original.
Yeah.
It's not for me, but it's for a lot of people. And now they distill stuff, which is super fun.
Yeah. And even if you're not super into it, it's still so fun to go behind the scenes.
It's an itty bitty taste.
Yeah. Go behind the scenes. Come have some fun with us. Again, if you want to be in on this, you have to join to be a CityCast Pittsburgh neighbor. So go to membership.citycast.fm. We need more listeners to step up and support this show, and joining now gives you access to these great perks, and we'll be able to hang out together.
Yeah, right away. So you want to be first in line. Again, that is membership.citycast.fm. Okay, we're going to talk first about fall fairs, markets, festivals. We've kind of got these broken up into like little categories for ourselves, but we're going to start at the places where you can browse and shop.
And this first one, you can also drink. This is kind of a great way to kick off the whole kind of tour of festivals and fall fun we're doing today. But Pittsburgh's Oktoberfest is from October 2nd to the 12th. This is 11 days of music, food vendors, family activities. And if you guys remember last year, there was a Ferris wheel on the Clemente Bridge, which is wild to me. Megan, did you see it? I didn't catch it in person.
I did not go on it because there's, I don't know, that's just too many modalities for me, like a Ferris wheel on a bridge, but it looks so pretty.
It does.
To drive by. I mean, this one's different, right? Like if you caught our first edition of the fall festivals in Pittsburgh, we talked about a lot of Oktoberfest, some of which like really like tap into German roots here in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
This one's the city's effort. And I'd say it's definitely like, because it's long and there's a lot of vendors, it's also like arguably maybe one of the most accessible because it's not in a bar space, right? Like it is on a bridge.
Totally. The whole family can get involved here. And yeah, it seems iconic to ride a Ferris wheel on a bridge, even
Newly
if it's a little
iconic.
scary.
We keep creating reasons to celebrate the bridges.
Yeah, definitely.
Next up, we've got an apple festival. So I like it when we celebrate like different kinds of produce. I feel like that's fun. This one's all the way up in Mars, Pennsylvania. So like 35-ish minutes north of the city. They've been doing this for ages, 40 years. They do a ton of like apple everything. It's like applesauce, apple dumplings, apple donuts. They have actual apples and like
apple butter.
Yes,
apple cider.
Can't forget it. Can't forget it. They do a library book sale. They always have live music. And if you've never been to like that Mars area, they're also very into their name. Like they have a spaceship on like the corner right there
cute.
where they always hold all their festivals. So that's really fun. One to put on your calendar. That's October 4th. There's also going to be a Hickory Apple Festival. So that's the same weekend and south of Pittsburgh, about the same distance. Lots of craft sellers and attractions. They're advertising their brick oven baked bread, hand dipped caramel apples. All of this seems super fun because there's also like a national apple harvest festival in central PA. I love that they're all converging on the same weekend. So if you're an apple lover, you really got to pick your lane.
Definitely. This is the weekend for you. And if you want more apple fun, I actually did put together an article on the best places to go apple picking around the burg, including an extra special event where you can get like an exclusive cider tasting on like cider made from foraged apples, like crab apples and different things around Pennsylvania. So it's definitely a very local celebration here. Well, I actually have a couple events that I want to shout out that is the same weekend. So yeah, you're right, Megan. You got to pick your journey.
There's so many things happening that like October 4th, 5th, like space.
This might be my choice because I've been before and I loved it so much. So Workshop PGH has their Fall Fest on October 5th, and they always really do it up at their warehouse out in Wilkinsburg. They've got a pumpkin patch. They've got like 75 local makers, DIY stations. You can do different crafts. There's always food trucks, beer, cider, live music. I always have a ton of fun out there, and it's just beautiful. Like there's a little park nearby, and it's just really fun to get creative. But that same day up in Mount Washington, Armful of Flowers has their Fall Fest. I love it here, Megan. If you haven't been, I'm going to say go at least one time during the fall because it is adorable. They've got an urban flower farm just tucked between houses on the hillside in Mount Washington, and dogs are welcome. And it's beautiful. And for this event, they always have a vendor market, a mini golf course, different things like an axe throwing competition.
Amazing.
A dog costume parade, a hot wing competition. Like there's something for everyone there. And it's just a blast. And it's such a neat, cool little spot just tucked into the hillside.
And if you've been listening to us recently, you've also heard us talk about the maker of those wings. That's Bigham Tavern. They're one of our top picks for places to watch live sports in Pittsburgh, in part because of that food. So this is a great like twofer opportunity here.
Yeah, definitely.
downtown, kind of between like downtown and the lower hill over in Frankie Pace Park. That's the new one that's like over all like the interstate exchanges.
Yeah.
They're doing a Steel City Spooky Market. So those are going to be Saturdays in October, the 4th, the 11th, the 18th, and the 25th. They're going to have a bunch of makers doing quote unquote eerie art and creepy crafts, spooky snacks, haunted home goods. I've driven by markets in this space so many times. This might be the first one I'm able to like stop and like actually check out.
Yeah, I love that they're using the park for this. It seems like a really cool space for a market. And so one more, before we move on, one more market type event. We have Witch Fest on October 18th at the Monongahela Aquatorium. This is down in Washington County. This seems so fun. There's going to be live music, food trucks, vendors selling oddities, curiosities, other enchanting goodies.
There's going to be so much soap.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Soap, candles,
incense,
crystals galore. It's a celebration of all things witchy. And there's actually going to be a contest for witches, like the best cackle and the best hat. So everyone come in your best gear, your best, bring your broom, maybe. Yeah. You got to get there somehow.
Yeah. Costumes are not mandatory, but they are, it seems heavily encouraged.
Definitely.
So we're back. We've got a lot more to talk about farm stuff, a lot of outdoor activities, some stuff down on the farm. But before we get into that, just a little bit more about our fall membership campaign. We really do need y'all to step up to help us out. It's $10 a month, $100 a year. If you get value out of what you receive here at CityCast Pittsburgh, if you're a newsletter person, if you're a podcast person, we really hope you'll join us today. That's membership.citycast.fm.
Yeah, and we've got listeners who've lived in Pittsburgh their whole lives or grew up here, moved away, came back, the boomerangs. And we have brand new listeners who are new to the city, and CityCast helps them feel at home here, or at least that's our hope. Some of our neighbors actually even started listening before they got to Pittsburgh. One couple said that CityCast was literally a part of their decision-making process because the podcast and newsletter helped them really orient themselves to the city. That kind of stuff just blows us away whenever you share that. It is such a huge compliment to be kind of a part of your personal welcome wagon to Pittsburgh. It means so much to us.
Yeah, I mean, gosh, I feel like we've heard that at just about every member event we've been to, and it never ceases to shock. Like one person, Fred D, joined a few months ago, said CityCast Pittsburgh has been an invaluable resource the last few months and helped us make this monumental decision to move to Pittsburgh. We listen daily and can't wait to take full advantage of all the amazing Pittsburgh stuff that you report on. Fred, I hope that you are here by now. I hope you've landed. I hope you found the neighborhood that speaks to you. And if you hear this, let us know how it's going. We want to stay in touch with our neighbors.
Yeah, that's what we're all about. And again, if we've helped you feel connected to the Burgh, please tap in to become a CityCast Pittsburgh neighbor today. We can keep building this community of ours and be really proud of Pittsburgh. So sign up to become a neighbor at membership.citycast.fm.
And just a reminder about some of the treats you can expect. You can stay connected to us and the city by showing up to members-only events. You can meet people who are hopefully just as enthusiastic as you are about Pittsburgh. And of course, you're going to get exclusive events-only newsletter sends as well. So all the events that we're known for that we have for free on our website, Francesca curates those even more deeply and sends early access to them directly to our members once a week. It's really like such an incredible resource.
It's just a great way to start your week. You're already excited about what's going on around town, finding really cool events, places to support local businesses, local makers, live music, all sorts of things. And I spend so much time curating this. And it makes me so happy when I hear from you guys about how this just improves your lives in the city. And so if I can help more of you do that, that's just like my biggest joy. And so I hope you guys find value and want to support us. Again, one last time, sign up to get these benefits and become a CityCast Pittsburgh neighbor at membership.citycast.fm.
Okay, so I feel like we gave Yins a taste of the apples, a little bit of pumpkin, but now we're going to go deep down on the farm. Francesca, what's up first?
Yeah, I got my overalls on. We're heading to the farm. One of my favorite places, to go is Sorgel's Orchards every year up in Wexford. I love it there.
I mean, they're just like they're one of the most classics. Like they know what they're doing. Like there's a minder outside, no matter how busy it is. They are helping you find a parking spot. Like,
oh yes,
it is an operation.
Yes, and they have their typical greenhouse, their gift shop, their market that is always packed with such amazing goodies. Their bakery's awesome, but during Fall Festival, they have special things like apple cider slushies. So if it's a particularly like warm fall day, a sunny day, you're going to want one of those.
And if it's cold, there's other options. Like they have the hot apple cider, of course. And I've definitely seen people walking around there with flasks, adding to their own adventure. Definitely not sponsored by Sorgel's, but hey, it's a way to treat the day.
Yeah, and they have Arsenal cider there too, like we said, and the apple cider donuts. Those things
so
are
good.
Heavenly.
They do sell them year round. Like they're always available, but like they just hit different this time of year.
They really do. Go there just for that. Get yourself a pumpkin. But there's other farm fall festivals around town. You can really head any direction around the city and you'll find one.
Yeah. And the beautiful thing, everything we're talking about here, kind of like in our farm section, they're all open. The festivals are usually running on weekend days. And then you can usually check them out on weekdays as well if you're not as into a crowd or maybe you need a different kind of like sensitivity level. So one we wanted to shout out was Freedom Farms, their fall festival that they do, again, weekends, but you can check them out anytime. Grist House has a location out at Freedom Farms. They have a whole farmer's market type space. There's a corn pit, a pumpkin patch. They have a hay tunnel, which I am dying to see. I have not seen that in person. And then they do beer, live music, things like that. I've just heard great things about this one.
Yeah, that's up in Valencia. So you'll hit that one if you go north. And then one, if you want to go south, is Trax Farms Fall Festival. I gotta admit, I haven't been to this one. I've been to Simmons. I haven't made it to Trax, but this was one of my grandma's favorite places to go. And I gotta get back there just for her. I gotta do this for the fall time. They have all the classics, hay rides, pumpkin patch. They also have a 3-acre corn maze. So, something to just kind of really just feel the fall vibes. Get out there, smell the corn, smell the dry corn, the maze. It really, nothing really brings you back, like that. And this is in Findlayville. So about like 30-40 minutes south of the city.
Yeah. And then one more we wanted to shout out was Pumpkin Land. So this is at Janoski's Farm and Greenhouse. It's their annual haunted barn. They do the corn maze, the pumpkin batch. There's something called a straw jump. They have a bike path. They do pony rides. They let you hang out with the farm animals. There are a lot of things to do at Pumpkin Land every year.
Yeah. And Janoski's has a awesome market. It is huge. They have so many great local goodies, things from the farm there, but also from like local makers and vendors.
Yeah, they have relationships with folks all over the city. So you're apt to find like all kinds of things there.
And this is just a taste. We have so many awesome family farm operations in our region. There's Hozak, Harvest Valley, Schramm's, Rich Farm, Chino, Simmons, Gearhard, Yek. There's so many.
So many.
So check out our full and evolving list on our website. That's at pittsburgh.citycast.fm. We'll have a link in our show notes.
For folks that like to maybe be a little bit more serene in nature, get away from the crowds, we wanted to shout out just a few outdoor activities that are coming up that kind of celebrate the season as well. Yeah. Like there's a fall foliage paddle that's going to be at Moraine State Park on October 9th. That's in Portersville if you've never been up there. But it's just beautiful. I think we're going to be approaching peak color then, like not quite there, but close. And then the fall color, the way it reflects on Lake Arthur up there. The kayak and gear is all provided. Or if you have it, you can, of course, bring your own. But it just looks so much fun.
Yeah, that sounds like magical and almost like an essential Pittsburgh experience for the fall.
You got a kayak on a body of water around here. Like it's part of the thing.
Yeah, definitely. And some things that I found that I feel like were new this year, or at least they're amping it up. Pittsburgh Park Rangers do guided hikes, and all throughout October, they're offering a series of theme tours. Specifically, these ones in Hayes Woods. I've never been to Hayes Woods because it's our newest Pittsburgh City Park. And they've been, working on it a while to build more trails and everything there. So they have one about the history of haze on October 16th, or you could go on an owl prowl, a nighttime hike, and find some nocturnal critters on the 30th, which sounds, perfect around Halloween.
Yeah, you get to take like red light flashlights out for that one. It feels like it's going to be true to the spirit of like that moment, right? Like the day before Halloween.
Definitely. And then they have daytime ones like fall foliage hikes. There's one in Emerald View up there in Mount Washington, Allentown area on October 18th. And then if you want to capture the fall foliage, you can go on a photography hike with the park rangers, one on October 10th in Frick Park and one on October 14th in Allegheny Commons. I love that these park rangers are doing this service and guiding us Pittsburghers around our beautiful green spaces. Definitely something to check out.
Yeah, I have a friend who's a photographer who like specifically says they went on some of these guided hikes in the past just to get like inspo for like future family photo shoots.
I love
and
it.
I'm grateful because I have personally benefited from that.
There you go. Pro tip, guys.
Okay, to round out our season, we have a few events for history lovers and a whole bunch for people who are just really into Halloween.
Yes.
So first up, Ligonier Days, officially Fort Ligonier Days. So this is to commemorate a key battle from the French and Indian War. The history goes so far back. It's like 1758. Of course, This area is part of the Laurel Highlands, but you can do all kinds of things. You can sample local spirits. They always have like all the restaurants and places around there really get into it because it's a 3-day festival. They have music, they have snacks, and they also do a 5K walk and run. There's a big parade. They do reenactments of the actual like thing that they're marking. But I know so many folks who like make the pilgrimage every single year and just rave about it.
And the Laurel Highlands are just beautiful in the fall, so you really can't beat it. We've got 2 for the harmonists, or the people who want to know more about the harmonists. If you've never heard about them before, you might want to go to the Sleepy Hollow Festival on October 11th in Harmony, PA. They have carriage rides, pet fairs, kids and pet costume contests, trick-or-treating. This will be the 13th anniversary of that festival. Megan, you're clued in a little bit more on the history of the harmonists. Give us like a quick rundown.
I mean, the harmonists are fascinating. So like they come from Germany, like so many people here in like our region did. I highly encourage you take a spin through the Wikipedia. But anyway, they started in Harmony, Pennsylvania. There was some drama. Some of them went over to Indiana, like the state, not the county. Some of them came back and set up the second village in Old Economy, or what we now call Old Economy Village, just a few miles over, which is amazing because the same day as this Harmony Festival, there's also going to be an Old Economy After Dark Festival. I don't know if they're related, like if this is like 200 years removed from the drama that started the split to begin with, if like now they're having competing events on the same day, or if this is by design and they want you to like experience one town and then come experience the other. I want to know the answer.
I think you should. Yeah, they're going to do, nightlife experience of Old Economy Village with an After Dark tour.
Of the harmonists.
Yes, it sounds fun. That's an interesting history lesson. And then another one that you can do if you're into history. This one's more, I guess, for the whole family.
For transit lovers.
Yes. At the Pennsylvania Trolley Museum, this is in Washington County. And for the last few weeks of October, they do magic pumpkin rides and trick or trolley. So you can enjoy the beautiful fall scenery while riding on an antique trolley car, or you can dress up in your best costume and the kids can go trick or treating on the antique streetcars. So cool. If you kind of want to imagine what Pittsburgh looked like, back in the day when we had all of those trolleys rolling around town, you can visit the Pennsylvania Trolley Museum and kind of feel like you're in Mr. Rogers' neighborhood.
Love the streetcars. Every time I see an old map of one of those, I am like desperately sad that we don't still have some version of that because they really took you everywhere.
I know.
That brings us to Halloween. There are going to be a ton of haunted tours. So we'll just shout out a couple. One series in particular that's in Carnegie, Dormont, and Millvale.
Yes, this is put on by Dark History Pittsburgh. They do these tours where they say you can discover stories lurking in the shadows of some of Pittsburgh's beloved boroughs. You'll go inside interesting buildings and hear strange and curious tales, all based on what they say are true historical events. So you never know what kind of ghost encounter you will have.
Yeah, and they say these are actually pretty short too, like on average about a mile, so you're not just walking too much. We'll move over to the zoo where they're having their annual jack-o'-lantern extravaganza. Francesca, I've still not actually made it to the extravaganza itself because obviously it usually starts when it gets a little bit darker outside and the pumpkins can glow, but I have been during the day.
And you've seen the pumpkins.
I've seen the pumpkins. So I've been there in this period, right? Like in the fall when they have the pumpkins everywhere. There's hundreds of them. They're in the trees. They're all above and around you. Oh my gosh, the artistry is incredible. I would love to see them lit up. I just haven't gotten my act together.
Well, I think even seeing them during the daytime, just being able to look up close, that's so much fun. And I can imagine it's just a really super seasonal and fun to walk around the zoo whenever all the pumpkins are out. So,
and when the pumpkins start to go, very occasionally they feed them to some of the animals, which is also just fun. Like watching a hippo chomp a whole pumpkin is just a delight in itself.
Wait, I love that. Okay. Yeah, how can I be there when that happens? And if you want more pumpkin fun, you should go to the Monster Pumpkins Festival on October 18th and 19th. This happens in the Strip District by 3 Crossings. And this is truly
it's a feat. It's incredible.
It is a feat because there are gigantic pumpkins there. They literally need a small crane to lift them. And there's all sorts of activities for kids, but you'll definitely want to take cover whenever they do the annual colossal pumpkin drop. I don't want to know how far that thing splats out.
No, I've been to this one and I've seen the big pumpkins. They are truly as big as you can imagine. They are that large. I've never seen it drop though. That's kind of their big coup de grace at the end.
Yeah, so that sounds fun. And then we have, of course, all around town, there are Halloween parades.
Yeah, trunk or treats, all kinds of fun things. Definitely check. We've got a ton on our website, pittsburgh.citycast.fm. But if you live in one of these smaller municipalities around the city, definitely check your borough page or whatever, your township homes website or Facebook page, because they have so many little things that are happening all over the region.
Yeah. Fun fact, Megan, I used to participate in Halloween costume parades when I was a kid.
This is one that's literally on my bucket list for this year is the Sewickley Halloween parade, because I've ran into a Trib story from last year and the photos of it are just adorable.
Oh, I bet they do floats. I bet they do it all up.
I didn't see any floats, but they invite the kids to march in the parade if they want to, or they can spectate. There's so many costumes. It seems like the entire main drag there in Sewickley, which is also just really cute, gets into the spirit of things.
That sounds so fun. And that's October 25th. So a little bit before Halloween, if you want to wear your costume a couple times.
Once you've committed to one, you've gotten the kids, so they're squared away. You need a practice run.
Yes. And of course, there are a ton of cool Halloween events around town. Make sure to subscribe to the Hey Pittsburgh newsletter to see them all in the events calendar, in the newsletter, and on our website. But one I wanted to shout out that looks pretty cool is called Haunt on the High Line. If you don't know, there's a section of the South Side called the High Line. That's where Sly Fox Brewery is, Defer Coffee. And they do a huge party over there. Of course, there's going to be dancing, best costume contest. And they say that when you step inside the gates, you will find yourself in a rave filled with dark DJ beats, tarot readings, immersive magic, and vendors selling goth, glam, and mystical wares. It sounds like an all-around fun event for adults, obviously. But
they really set the bar high with that description. Y'all better deliver. That's all I'm saying.
That's I'm I gotta shout this out because somebody's gotta go and come on, report back. Tell us what you wore, how the event was, and if we should recommend it again next year.
Yeah, if yins are listening and you have any strong feelings about any of this, please get at the inbox. Once again, this is just a taste. There's so much more to do in and around Pittsburgh. You could check out our full list on our website, and we'll have the link in our show notes. But also, don't go anywhere, because in just a second, we have a segment sponsored by the Pittsburgh Opera. Producer Sophia Lowe is going to be chatting with the opera's Chris Cox about their fall lineup, including a night that fuses opera and disco. So more ways to party.
Yes, so much more fun to come.
Hey, I'm producer Sophia Lowe here with Chris Cox, the Director of Marketing and Communications at the Pittsburgh Opera. Hello.
Good morning.
I am so excited to have you here with us and looking forward to learning a little bit about Pittsburgh Opera's fall lineup. So going through the events list, one thing that really stands out to me is the Diamond Diva Disco. I cannot imagine what this is going to sound like. Tell me a little bit more about combining disco and opera.
This Diamond Diva Disco is going to be a fabulous evening. I get here at the Bitz Opera Factory on Saturday, October 11th. At Pittsburgh Opera, we like to celebrate music in all its forms. So this will be a fun fusion, sort of a mashup, a very high energy kind of evening. Yes, and we're going to have some outstanding DJs playing. We have Hoagie Dreams, Jarrett Tebbets from Disco Sunday Disco, as well as Gordy G of Titletown, who will be spinning a lot of great songs and mixed in with our opera performances on October 11th.
I will definitely have to put that on my list. I'm a huge fan of Disco Sunday Disco. Did not imagine them partnering with y'all at the Pittsburgh Opera. Super cool.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, we like to break barriers.
Absolutely. And then I know for the fall, one of the big productions, one that's going to be recurring, is La Boheme. There are so many chances to catch this show, and I've also heard it's a good opera for newbies. So tell me a little bit more about what it's about and why it's a good introduction to the opera world.
Yeah, you've heard right. It is a fantastic first opera for folks. So La Boheme, we have 4 performances at the Benham Center downtown, October 18th, 21st, 24th, and 26th. It's a Saturday, Tuesday, Friday, all evenings at 7 p.m. and then Sunday, 2 p.m. matinee with free childcare, by the way.
Oh, wow.
But some of the reasons that La Boheme is so popular is, absolutely beautiful music, amazing singing, right? So it's quality entertainment, for your eyes and ears. It's a great love story, right? Rodolfo and Mimi, they meet, they fall in love, then later there's a sort of misunderstanding and a breakup, and are they going to get back together again or not? It's a classic arc. It's also a great story about friendship, right? Rodolfo is one of 4 guys living in a bachelor pad in a crappy apartment, in the big city. Sort of just young and broke and trying to make it in the world kind of thing. And the friends all sort of take care of each other and look out for one another. And it's very touching. For what it's worth, it was the inspiration for the musical Rent. Rent is basically a La Boheme that takes place in the East Village in the 90s. So this was the original, and it has staying power for all kinds of good reasons.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm familiar with Ren and I like it a lot, so you've convinced me to check this out. But the opera is not a place I go to very regularly. What tips do you have for first timers? Like, what should people expect at their first performance?
Sure. Well, we'll expect a fun, entertaining evening, where we can transport you away from, your regular world for a couple hours. Opera is very welcoming. It is very come as you are. There is no dress code. You don't have to wear, tuxedo and ball gown or anything like that. We have some folks who, hey, let's make a big night out of this and go out to dinner ahead of time and get glammed up. And that's wonderful. By all means, please go for it. Other folks just show up after work, in jeans and sweats, and that's 1,000% fine. So I know sometimes people are a little apprehensive about, am I going to fit in? The answer is yes. The opera folk are very welcoming, and we want to share this art form that we love with as many people as possible. So we welcome everyone to come on in and check it out.
Always good to hear. Are there any other common misconceptions people usually have that you just kind of want to dispel while we have you here?
Yeah, unfortunately, there are a few. People sometimes think that opera is going to be very expensive when that is not the case. We work very hard to keep our entry level ticket prices as low as possible. The $20 for La Boheme will get you in to see the show. Not a whole lot more than going out to a movie. Sometimes people also worry that they won't understand what's happening if the opera is sung in a foreign language. But we do have supertitles, so you can make sure you don't miss a single word.
Perfect. Chris, thank you so much for being here. Again, you can check out pittsburghopera.org to learn more. We'll also have that link for you in the show notes, so you're just a click away. Thank you so much for listening.
Thanks so much for having me, Sophia. We look forward to seeing you at the opera.
See you there.
That is all for today here on CityCast Pittsburgh. Thank you to our newest neighbors, Emily K., Kelly M., and Michael M. We are so grateful for your support. If you're listening and you haven't yet, you can become a CityCast Pittsburgh neighbor right now at membership.citycast.fm. And reminder, if you join today, you will be getting a special invite to our members-only event that'll be in your inbox tomorrow. You will be first in line. Once again, you can join at membership.citycast.fm. We will be back tomorrow morning with more from around the city. I'll talk to you soon.
Can I do a cackle?